So what's going on, everybody? It's Razorland Zombies here, and today we're going to be looking at every single effect in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now, this video took me an absolute million years to make, so I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and leave a like to share the video. Let's get into it. So the first gobblegum that we're actually going to be looking at is called Coagulant. Now, this is a good gobblegum. This is a really good gobblegum if you are playing multiplayer. So we're starting with all the multiplayer gobblegums that have to do with going down and teammates reviving, but this is a really solid one if you are going to be playing multiplayer, because Shadows of Evil is quite a big map. Maybe I wouldn't really use it in the Duries, but Shadows of Evil is a huge map, so it takes a lot longer to bleed out than it does if you don't have the gumball, and it's a really good gumball to use, and I do recommend putting it in if you are playing Shadows of Evil online or with a friend. So the next one we're going to be looking at is Arms Grace. Now this one allows you to keep your weapons when you bleed out, so it's a bit like Tombstone from Black Ops 2. As you can see, it is auto activated when respawn, so if you get this gumball and you keep it, you can only have one gumball at a time. I need to tell you about that. So when the zombie downs you can see I bought the RK5, and then you can see how it kind of changes. So the round ends and you spawn with the RK5. You don't have to go buy it again. It's a bit like Tombstone, however you don't keep your perks, and it's a really good, it's a good gobblegum. So the next gobblegum is called Impatient, and really it basically is extremely self-explanatory, because it is for you if you're impatient. What it does is it spawns, if you are dying, this is another co-op one, so if you are dying it spawns you in before the round ends, so you can just keep playing zombies. So if you just want to keep playing zombies and you are an impatient person, then I do recommend this gobblegum when you're playing multiplayer. So the next one's going to be called Stock Option. Now this is a bit of a weird gobblegum, because what it does is basically it shoots your stock bullets instead of your actual magazine bullets. This works best with an LMG when you're in the later rounds, so you can just keep firing and firing without having to worry about reload, but it chews through your ammo, so it's a bit of a weird one. The next gobblegum that we get is called No Plain Sight. Now this works as a zombie blood worked just in Origins, but it lasts a lot less time, and you can kind of use it whenever you want. So it's kind of good for escaping. You kind of blow this bubble and then you get the zombie blood, and it's an interesting one, and it's good for getting you out of sticky situations on early rounds. Okay, so the next gobblegum is called Anywhere But Here. So what this one does is when you blow a bubble, it takes you away to somewhere completely random. Personally, I wouldn't actually recommend using this, as you know, it could just take you to somewhere and you could be like just caught up anywhere and die, but it is quite cool. Okay, so the next one is called Always Done Swiftly. This is a pretty cool one because it means you can aim in pretty quick. I got this on my first ever Shadows of Evil playthrough. But yeah, you can aim your gun down quicker, so it works best with quick scoping and stuff. And you can also move quicker whilst you're aiming. So it's quite a good one, quite good for those early rounds and early startups. So the next one is called Danger Closet, and basically this is kind of one of my favourite gobblegums in the whole of Black Ops 3 Zombies, and it works exactly like PhD Flopper. It lasts for 3 rounds, and it's really effective when you're using either the meat wagon or the death and taxes, depending on what WAP you're playing, and it's a really effective gobblegum, and it will always be in my pack absolutely all the time. Okay, so this one is called Alchemical Antithesis. Now this one is one of my least favourite ones, because personally on the higher rounds this is going to be a great gobblegum to use, but when you're starting up it's not very good. Basically what it does is every time you shoot a zombie you don't get points anymore, you get bullets instead. So it's kind of a bit pointless to me, because you know, when you shoot a zombie you get 10 points for it, and that's 1 bullet, so it feels a bit pointless unless you're in a horde with a submachine gun. Other than that, don't really like it. The next one is called Firing on All Cylinders. Now this one works exactly how Gun Pro worked in Advanced Warfare. It's quite a cool one to use, but I don't really think it would be that effective. As you can see, it's kind of hard for me to control. Maybe it's just because I'm getting used to it. I actually managed to I do get used to it in the last clip you're going to see. This one was alright, I was quite happy with it, but you know, it's a bit of a weird one, I'm not sure about it. So this one is called Now You See Me. Now I think this one would work best on a multiplayer, and when you're playing a multiplayer with friends, because it makes all the zombies chase you, so if your friend's in trouble you can get it. For me, it didn't really go too well. As you can see, I actually go down, but it would work better in multiplayer. So the next one is called Armamental Accomplishment. Now what this one does is it allows you to switch weapons quicker. This definitely be good to use in the higher rounds when you need to get your wonder weapon out to save your life, because if you're training with a submachine gun and you need to get your ray gun out, could do it really quickly. I think it's a good one. I probably will mix it up in my pack quite a bit. So this one is called Sword Flay, and it will most likely always be in my pack, because what it is it makes your knife 5 times more damage, and I think that's really good for the lower rounds, as you can get a lot of points out of the zombies. Up to round 5 it would be 1 knife, and it's a really good Gobblegum, and I will be using it in my pack most of the time, if not all. So this Gobblegum is called Arsenal Accelerator, and what this does is it basically means that your special weapon, now you get this special weapon on every single map, it's really cool, but what it means is you can speed up how it takes to charge. Now charging the special, here it is in gameplay. If you want me to do a tutorial on how to actually obtain this weapon, please leave a like on the video and I will do that. But what you have to do is, it basically just charges it, and to charge it you get kills, and it just charges it a lot quicker, which means it's ready whenever you really want it. As you see, I get the insta kill, and you can look at it, it's ready to be charged within a few kills. So the Arsenal Accelerator does help. So the final Gobblegum that you can get, that we're going to look at, is called Lucky Crit. So in Black Ops 3, once you have pack-a-punched a weapon, you can actually pack-a-punch that weapon again, and this time it doesn't just change the reticles, it gives you this element on it, so it's like an elemental pack-a-punch machine. You can upgrade it as many times as you want to get an element on it. Now it only works with certain types of weapons. I'm assuming it wouldn't work with something like a ray gun or something like that, but as you can see, this one, it turns them into like lightning, like kind of like a Wonder Wolf, and then I upgrade it again and I manage to get a fire one, which you will see gameplay of. But what Lucky Crit does, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Lucky Crit right now. What Lucky Crit does is basically how these elemental weapons work. You shoot normal bullets, as you just saw there, and then like a certain there's a chance that you'll shoot your elemental ammo, and it's really cool. It's really cool how it works. And basically, there you go, I've done it now. Yeah, so basically Lucky Crit just increases that chance of shooting an element. So it's a really good gun. It is a really good gumball to have if you are going for those higher rounds. So personally, I do recommend it if you're going for high rounds. It's because when you're upgrading guns, it's really useful. And yeah, so I guess that was the video. Thank you guys for watching. This was every single classic Gobblegum effect in Black Ops 3. I will try and get to the mega ones, but that's going to be quite hard. So thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.